O Aussie gods, grant me the vision into the future to see the new Tamiya releases so I can bring the information to the masses. Because they can't put out any videos or pictures, so we have no idea what we're buying. Hi and welcome to Aussie Kicks. On today's show, well, we've got some breaking news from Tamiya with new releases and finally some images to back up some of the releases. So we're going to kick off with the BlockHead Watanabe Wild One. That's kit 58695. Now this news was released probably about a week and a half ago, but there was no images whatsoever. Now we did speculate that it was going to be very close to the June Watanabe's personal Wild One, and it turns out from the images that we've seen today, that's exactly the case. It's a very good looking kit. Also gets its own box art. So they've redesigned the Wild One livery on the box, and it actually has the livery of the BlockHead, which is fantastic to see. Another step in the effort they've put into this as well. And there's quite a few changes. So if you were looking to get a BlockHead Wild One and convert it, it's looking like it's going to be too much parts as well as the body and things like that. Now it's not going to be a numbered or anything like that, but definitely if you are a Tamiya collector, you probably want to add this to your collection. I will be getting one on the show, definitely. I've always wanted a Wild One, and I missed the boat on the original one, so at least I can get this one. Now the thing is, I get the feeling that Tamiya may end up doing a line of BlockHeads, because June Watanabe has a good selection. He's got a Grasshopper, there's a Monster Beetle that he did. So I think if this sells well, we could end up seeing a mini collection of BlockHead cars. So we'll just have to see. Comment below, let me know what you think. There's no price, and the release date is around November. One thing I did notice is the June Watanabe's personal one has a different bumper that he designed himself that the BlockHead actually sells. The kit that's coming out by Tamiya has the standard front bumper. So if you want to try and get it exactly like he had his, you're going to have to get a BlockHead front bumper. So there's just a video released as well, finally, and it's a really nice video, and we get a good look at the car. I do get the feeling it was rushed a little bit, because if you go to the 43rd second of the video, I'll put a link in the description, you can hear the person who's filming the car moving is actually running, so you can hear their footsteps and everything, which I think that should have been edited out, because it's just music over the top, it's not a sound of the car. So there's a little bit of a mistake in there as well. Hey, we all make them, trust me, I do too. So I get the feeling that with the delay in releasing this video, with the news that it was coming out, that it was all a bit of a mishmash, and we seem to be having a bit of a mess with all these releases. But hey, I'm sure they'll all come out in the wash. Now we move on to the Porsche 934, which is kit 47477. That is the 45th anniversary on the TA02 short wheelbase chassis. Now there's been one photo. Only one. So we've still got to wait for images to come out, but one thing that has come out is the price, and this is where it gets a little bit controversial. You see, the price that's been announced kind of in the UK, we're looking at about £279. I've seen it listed for a little bit more than that, and that kind of price. But Tamiya have gone and knocked it out of the park, and they've put a price on it that you can go and reserve it right now, which is a massive discount. And a lot of people have been contacting me this morning saying, I've just gone and placed an order. So where does this leave the UK resellers, for instance? Because that's a massive undercut, and can they get down that low? Or is basically Tamiya just selling them off by the bucket load? So comment below, let me know what you think. I will be getting one on the show, 100%, and I will be building it as well, so stay tuned for that one. Comment below what you think about that. Is it good that we finally see some real hard prices, so that prices are a bit more reasonable for us collectors, or do you think this is a bit of a difficult one for resellers? Now moving on to a whole new release that we haven't had any images on, and it's just come out. It's kit 58698, and this is the Lotus Europa. It's going to be on an M06 chassis. Obviously we've seen that chassis for a while. It's a 70s two-seater kind of hatchback, kind of very 70s looking. It looks like almost like a pickup truck. It's got a massive flat boot on the back. When you open that up, you actually have a small storage part at the back, and then it's a mid-engined. But it's a funny looking thing. I'll put some images up here of the real car, so it'll be really good to see that. Now, there's no price or anything on this kit, but if you go and have a look at, say, the Carman gear, VW Carman gear that came out, that was on an M06, but the long wheelbase, and that was £145. So I would assume it's going to be around that ballpark. Now, the original car was very rare. There was only 1,580 made, and there was a couple of special edition versions, which are like mainly black. Don't know much about that car. I'm not really into the old vintage sort of Lotuses, but a different one. And now if you collect the kind of very ultra realistic kind of Tamiya cars, this will probably be one that will be right up your street. But I'm not sure if I'll get one on the show yet. I honestly don't know. Comment below if you would like to see that built on the show. The next car that's going to be released is a bit of a left field one that kind of came out of nowhere, and it's a very strange kind of release. I can see why Tamiya did it, and that is kit 47495, and it's a Saint Dragon, and it's the blue livery one. Now, it's actually going to be on a Thundershot chassis, so it's a four-wheel drive version. Now, the original Saint Dragon was kit 58083 and came out on the Madcap chassis, which is only a two-wheel drive buggy. So this is the four-wheel drive version of it. Originally, it was just a body set, which was 92011, and it came out a long time ago before the Madcap chassis. So from what I've read, it was kind of designed to go on the Hornet chassis. So we're getting this again. I can kind of understand, being that we're about to get the Thunder Dragon, that it's the same chassis, so they've just put that body set on it, changed the decal set to blue, and that's why we're getting it. Personally, as the Thunder Dragon is coming out and I'm getting one of those on the show, I don't really see the point for me to go and get the Saint Dragon in. Plus, it's not really to my taste personally. Prices, well, we don't know yet, but being that the Thunder Dragon in the UK is £179, I can see it being pretty much exactly the same price. Whereas the Thunder Dragon for me is a really good looking buggy, and that will be coming to the show. Next, we move on to one that we don't again know much about. There's a few guesses in here as well, and that is kit 58699. It's the Audi V8 Touring on the TT02. And I hear what you're saying. Didn't we have that? Yes, we actually had the 58682, which is the 1991 Audi V8 Touring on a TT02. So the kit numbers are different, but the chassis is the same. And from what I can guess, it's the same car. So the only thing I can think of is it's on a different livery. Now, there is a few liveries of this vehicle in real life, so I'm guessing it's just a livery change, but this is not backed up with any solid information. It's just a guess at the moment, unless there's a different version of the Audi. I honestly don't know. If you know more, comment below. I'll put some pictures up here of the different livery, so whether it's that or not, as soon as I know more, I'll let you know. Now, it didn't sell that well, so to produce it again with another livery is a bit of a strange one. Obviously, this is very popular in Australia, but didn't sell that well over in the UK. Price-wise, well, being that you could actually get the 1991 Audi V8, that retails for about £129, so I'll see this probably being exactly the same price. I'm surprised they didn't swap it to a different chassis to make it a bit different. But there's not much to go on at the moment, and we have no images or anything, so we'll just have to wait and see. Next, we have the Grasshopper TamTech, which is 56714. Now, this is a bit of a strange one. This is the GB-01S, so it's not a 1/10, and apparently it's only coming out in Japan. Now, the strange one about this release is Tamiya really focused on this release. As soon as the information came out, there was lovely images available, then there was a driving video on the Tamiya website, and then also there was a whole video dedicated to talking about it and showing it and demonstrating it as well. So Tamiya really focused in on this release versus something like the BlockHead Wild One, where we barely got a picture, and now only 2 weeks later later nearly, we finally get a short running video of it. So it's a very strange one to me, why they focused so much into the TamTech Grasshopper one and versus all the other releases not getting hardly any attention at all. I honestly don't know, but apparently it's in Japan only, so maybe that's why. Obviously we will get some imports, I guess, into the UK. Now I looked at the yen price and it's £157.81 is the conversion, but obviously you're going to have to add quite a bit onto that if it's going to be grey imported into the UK, for instance, more like 190. So whether that's still interesting to any of you guys, whether you're in the UK or America or anything like that, I don't know. I guess if you're a massive Grasshopper fan and you collect all the versions, maybe this is one that you would still get. But again, for me personally, something I'm not really interested in. So there you go. Thanks very much. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.